If you want to be successful, here's the thing you have to do. You have to jump. There is no way around it. You have to jump. Every successful person has jumped. You got to jump. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to dash off that cliff, and you got to jump out there as far as you can.
It sounds like you're not really willing to get in the arena with yourself, period. And so I think for a lot of men, when I hear that, I'm like, you're scared to know who you really are. You're actually just afraid. And that's okay, but don't fucking lie to me that you're just not afraid of who you actually are.
We've got to quit playing like this is a game. We've got to treat life like what it is. It's sacred. Yet we're capable of doing anything we want. But we've got to do it. It ain't going to happen for us. You see, I think this is very important we focus on this. Focus on right now, because that is all you've got. There isn't any past, there isn't any future. Now's it.
Well, I'll just say I came to a place in life where I just didn't like me anymore. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I will not spend the next 50 years with this guy like I have the last 50. I don't like me. Nobody around likes me. I can't.
There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you.
In my mind, it wasn't hard. It wasn't gonna be hard because there was no other option. All my eggs were in this basket and I was very happy with that choice. I put every last egg in this thing. Nothing else matters but this. I promise you, I will figure it out.
But risk must be taken for the greatest. Hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, has nothing, does nothing, is nothing.
Because if you want the outcome, but you're not prepared to live the life needed to get it, you're just asking for disappointment.
Yeah. The fear that people have when they're starting out is that they say things like, I have nothing going for me. I have no advantages. I have nothing to my name. I have no money. I have no network. I have no resources. But using Rory Sutherland's reframing, it also means that you have nothing to lose, which makes you incredibly dangerous. And I think people wildly underestimate how many shots on goal you can take when you have nothing to lose. Whereas when someone has something to lose, they have to be more and more selective about the shots they take. And so you have the perfect conditions for taking risk, because the worst case scenario is baseline, is where you're currently at. A lot of people wait for perfect conditions to start, don't realize that starting is the perfect condition.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their fucking notifications because they can't stick with shit. They can't say no.
And so when I decided to launch this book, $100 Million Money Models, the goal was to do $100 million in the weekend. And I made that goal public within the company, so everybody knew. And one of the people on my team said, well, what if we don't hit it? And I remember almost being like disgusted. Like that was like my physical reaction to when that person said that. And I remember just looking at him and I was like, dare greatly, motherfucker. Like, what's the point? Like if we fuck up, we die trying. You know what I mean? Like, so what?
So this guy just passed me. He said, Goggins, just be average today. Some of you just don't understand. Some of you been average for so damn long, you don't know what it is to do hard work.
If you no longer trust you, I don't keep my own word. I know that I'm not a trustworthy person. I keep making promises to myself and to other people, and I keep on breaking them. I keep doing something that hurts other people, or the same person. They don't trust me anymore, and I don't trust me anymore.
What some people would say, oh, that person's acting selfishly. No, they're actually being incredibly unselfish, I think, because they're pinning themselves in a living hell and having to look in the mirror and going, I don't trust you. I don't respect you.
What the hell are we all waiting for to start attacking life? Waiting for the fucking stars to align? Back when I was growing up, the sun came out. All I need is a miracle. Well, guess what? That miracle ain't coming. There is no perfect time to start. You gotta start now with changing your life.
And I remember that was one of the things, like, you're not going to break me no matter what you say. I'll die right here in this water. I don't care. And that mindset has really been beneficial throughout the entire process. Because there's parts of buds and parts of being in special operations where you think it's going to kill you. And then at a certain point, you just don't care. If it kills me, it kills me, I don't care. And you get through it.
I came to a place in life where I just didn't like me anymore. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I will not spend the next 50 years with this guy like I have the last 50. I don't like me. Nobody around likes me. I can't.
Everybody has dreams. Following your dreams is a lonely, solitary, scary, dangerous pursuit. You can't wait for somebody to think you can do it. And it's like, because they don't think you can do nothing they can't do.
Exactly, they don't.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's a lonely, scary, dangerous pursuit, and you gotta be willing to risk everything to become that seed of what you believe is in there. You gotta be fearless, you gotta be relentless.
Is that when it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump. Otherwise, you end up staying in the same place your whole life. And that I can't do.
When you're not willing to do something, but you have to do it. This is the main point. This is why I say our mind, it's a box of surprises, and you have to challenge yourself to be consistent. I repeat something.
You have to believe on some level that you can hit it, and you also have to believe even more that you will die trying. And I think that your commitment has to be to the effort that you're willing to put forth, and completely divorced of the outcome.
What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to forgo? Because a lot of people, like this guy came in one time, I was a trainer, and he goes, man, I can stop doing anything but my frappuccinos. I go, and leave. When you are willing to strip yourself down to nothing and give everything, that's who I want to work with. Because now I can mold you into exactly who you want to be. When you put these restrictions up, and that's why my first question is, how bad do you want this? If it's as bad as you want to live or breathe or sleep, whatever the hell it may be.
And when you look at the root word of decision, it's decadere, which means to cut off. I'm going to cut off all other options. You know, I'd heard like Will Smith say there's no reason to have plan B because it distracts from plan A. Like, it's got to be the thing. And I was like, oh my God, I got to commit to this thing. I can't have any more feelings of like, I'm going to go back to working for someone else. Like, this is my life path. I'm either going to succeed at it or I'm going to die trying.
Use what you have. And a lot more people have pain. A lot more people have anger. A lot more people have shame. And if you can use that as your gas in the beginning, you'll eventually get to a point where you can get out of that loop and then find something that you are really passionate about. But if you can't tie your shoes, you can't lift the weight, you can't send the DM, then you have to start with whatever you have. And so for me, it was hatred of my current existence. I hated being an entrepreneur. I hated being a wannabe. I hated being one of those people who like talked about all the things they were going to do and didn't do anything. I hated living the life that my dad wanted me to live.
It's scary when you find a thing that you're going to fully commit yourself to the pursuit of, especially if it's excellence that you're going after, because there's no more room for your inadequacies to hide anymore. You can't decide to change direction and do something else if things get tough. There's no more ejector seat, right? I've committed to this. This is my thing. And this is one of your rules, you know, commit to something
commit to at least one thing.
As hard as you can and see what happens.
So that state of certainty, that state of passion, that state of conviction, that state of absolute determination, right? That state that every great athlete has, that state any great leader has, any great business person has. If you have that state, it will change your story. And it'll change what you're able to do strategy-wise.
Motivation is a feeling that comes and goes, and it doesn't matter whether it's there or not. Discipline is infinitely more important. So no matter how you feel, get up and do what you're supposed to do. That's it. And that's discipline. It's not motivation. If you only did what you were supposed to do when you were motivated to do it, that's leaving it to chance. But if you're disciplined, you go do what you're supposed to do. That's the way it works.
That is not solving it to feel good. Not feeling good is part of what gives you drive. It either destroys you or drives you. You have to make those choices. And most of us will not let it destroy us if we don't medicate ourselves, we find a way to push through. But if you don't have to, people go for comfort. And comfort will never make you proud.
Comfort won't make you strong.
And say, is that what you want to do? And I said, yes, sir. And him going, well, don't half-ass it.
There's no hack, bro. There's no hack. Yeah, you may this and that and saunas and all this shit that yeah, it's great. There is no life hack. To grow that thing, how do you grow it? Do it, and do it, and do it, and do it. That's the hack. The hack is gonna suck. And that's what I realized. That's what I realized. Life, that's why I wanted to come on here today. I didn't want to come on here and talk about no fucking passion and purpose and how to get the fuck out of bed and how to hit a fucking alarm clock and all this catchphrase bullshit. Because that wasn't how I lived. That wasn't how I lived. I woke up like every human being does and goes, man, I'm a fucking piece of shit today. How the hell is this gonna work out for me? And you fight that. You don't override it.
And you start talking to yourself saying, man, my knee is really sore right now. Maybe I'm doing too much.
Sounds like me.
Maybe I need to back off, you know. Man, my lungs are burning. Maybe I can just slow down here. I'll do like an extra 2 sets tomorrow. You know, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Right? That sort of stuff.
Yes.
Like that stuff's dangerous.
Yes.
And that's when you just gotta say, you know what? I'm not negotiating with myself.
When you want to achieve the highest goal of all time, you are going to have to learn how to get your ass kicked all the way up that damn mountain. And then when you get up the mountain, the oxygen up there is very thin. It's hard to breathe. So it's not a lot of fun up there either. So all the way, if you want to be successful, you got the bottom that sucks, the middle is extremely hard, and the top, it sucks worse than all of it.
If you can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over-leverage yourself. Don't over-leverage a decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Finish it. Find out. Come out the other side. Don't leave it and go, ooh, if I just would have. That keeps me up at night. I think it keeps a lot of us up at night. When you half-ass something you just don't know, whether you failed or succeeded, got what you want or didn't get what you want, finding out and looking in the mirror and going, I didn't half-ass it, I went all the way, I found out, and that ain't for me. Or I found out, and you damn right that is for me. That's a great place to get to.
If I'm running on a treadmill and I get to mile 9 and I get complete cramp in one of my legs, and I know I've told myself I'm going to run 10 kilometers today, he goes, I will have to limp the last mile, even if no one's watching, because I can't let the demons in. And if I let the demons in, they'll show up in the 11th round of a championship fight when there's 50,000 people watching me in the audience. And I know deep in my self-story that I'm the type of person that quits when things get hard because I got off that treadmill at mile 9 when no one was watching.
To achieve true greatness, you must be mad. Madness and greatness are inextricably connected. You can't separate them. To get true greatness, there has to be some demons. There has to be a mad struggle in your mind, and you have to want it so badly.
The bar for excellence has never been so low. Most of your competition quits after the first sign of difficulty because they've never known what hard feels like. If it's hard for you, it's hard for everyone. And most people avoid hard things, which is why you can beat most people by just trying.
I think the vast majority of people don't actually know what it looks like to put tremendous effort into something. You have to stay in that third painful place, because staying in the pain is what gives you the catalyst to learn how to get out of pain. And so rather than trying to pull your parachute, it's like, I have to trudge through this so that it forces me to learn.
Is to develop a workaholic mentality. In our society today, you have all these people talking about take it easy, have balance in your life, relax, lean back, have fun at work, happy, get along with your coworkers. This is loser talk. Loser, loser, loser. Now, there's a time in your life when you can back off, all right? You can take it easy. But that's when you've made it, not before you've made it. Because before you've made it, you're in a competition with hundreds of thousands of millions of other people, like at the Olympics, who also want to make it. And in order for you to win, you are going to have to work harder and work better and work smarter than they do.
I will run.
You would not be outworked.
I will not be outworked,
right?
Period. You know, you might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. You might be sexier than me. You might be all of those things. You got it on me in 9 categories. But if we get on the treadmill together, right, There's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm gonna die. It's really that simple.
But you have to have the will, the heart, the courage to go that distance when you're exactly jacked up. You have nothing left to give, and give more.
That is an interesting thing about the mind, is that you can find inspiration, and when you find inspiration, when you get charged up, all of a sudden you have energy.
That's right.
It's
right.
It's weird.
And I talk about in the book also is about, I learned how to control my adrenals. If you know how you get that fight or flight response when you get to move real quick.
Yeah.
And I started learning the mind a lot, how to get myself jacked.
I am happy if I discover limits. This can be physical limits, it can be limits in terms of strength, it can be limits in terms of your level of stamina, it can be limits in terms of the amount of your flexibility. Because always when I hit them, I know this is my next project. This is the next area in my life right now, which is directly being mirrored in front of my eyes. This is your limitation. You have not went beyond that yet. And so on the one side, this is motivating to me, but on the other side, it also just cultivates this constant drive, this constant fire.
For me, it always comes back to perseverance, persistence, high pain tolerance, an ability to suffer through discomfort, a welcoming of doing hard things, and willingness, really. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do different? How willing are you? Are you willing to make this your number one priority? And a lot of people will put words to that, but only time will tell whether those words are followed up by the action that demonstrates the level of willingness that is required to actualize anything of meaning in this world.
I can never leave the gym knowing I have 5% left. That 5% is magic. It's the magic place where very few people go. You can go there. I'm giving you permission to go there. We'll have people behind you. If you fall down and drop the weight on the floor, who cares? Who cares? But if you make it, I care. I want that. I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything.
The first step to achieving a massive dream is conquering tiny impulses.
You don't build confidence by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by stacking.
Having an undeniable stack of proof that you are who you say you are.
Thank you. That's
Outwork your self-doubt.
A lot of people were like, no, but what if you don't have any successes? Like, how do you get started? And I still think that the quote is 100% valid. It's that they don't realize the validity of the smaller things that they have done up to that point. And then you do that enough times that you have enough evidence to make a claim that you can do this and support it. And I think
you gotta set the example. This is another obstacle. This obstacle cannot define me. It's not gonna cripple me. It's not gonna be responsible for me stepping away for the game that I love. I'm gonna step away on my own terms. And that's when the decision was made that, you know what, I'm doing it.
If you're in a fight, you have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul of whatever the fuck is in front of you.
Who the fuck gonna stop me? Ain't nobody worrying about me. Ain't nobody worrying about you. Nobody is gonna get in your fucking, don't nobody care. Who is gonna stop you from materializing your dream? And guess what? Mel?
Tell me.
Americans be playing games. Well, what they got? I said, I'm gonna destroy them out here. They out here playing fucking games. They don't even know where they live at. I said, I am going to destroy them like I'm an immigrant. Like I just got here. I'm gonna destroy them.
Something clicked that I'll never probably be able to do again, when my mind, body, spirit, soul, everything just connected. And my mind knew I wasn't fucking around anymore. It knew I wasn't gonna quit. It knew that guy was dead and buried and gone. And I was gonna die out here on this fucking Walmart for whatever reason why I was gonna get through this.
If your life was a movie and people were watching up to this point, what would the audience be screaming at the screen, telling you to do with your life? What would they be just, it's fucking obvious. Leave the job. Leave the, get like, it's your brother. It's the, the fucking killer's hiding in the cupboard, whatever it might be. what would the audience watching the movie of your life be screaming at the screen telling you to do? I already know the answer of what I should be doing. I'm just scared of making the commitment.
Hey, remember, you know how people make diamonds? Diamonds make it under big pressure. If you can handle this pressure, you're gonna become diamond. But if you lose, you're gonna be loser. Just be careful. You have to understand. You have to understand what you want. When time comes, you have to shine.
Motivation is a feeling that comes and goes, and it doesn't matter whether it's there or not. Discipline is infinitely more important. So no matter how you feel, get up and do what you're supposed to do. That's it. And that's discipline. It's not motivation. If you only did what you were supposed to do when you were motivated to do it, that's leaving it to chance. But if you're disciplined, you go do what you're supposed to do. That's the way it works.
I will have to limp the last mile, even if no one's watching, because I can't let the demons in. And if I let the demons in, they'll show up in the 11th round of a championship fight when there's 50,000 people watching me in the audience. And I know deep in my self-story that I'm the type of person that quits when things get hard, because I got off that treadmill at mile 9 when no one was watching.
The only way that we're going to be able to get past this, and the way God is going to use me right now, is for me to stop talking about the pain, stop talking about what happened, and do something about it. And that's where I'm at right now in this moment.
You have that potential. It's just you're not putting the effort into it. You are lazy. You want to fit into the group. You want to conform because it's easy. But your oddness, what makes you weird, what makes you different, this is who you are. And if you lose that, not only are you not going to be successful in life, you will also lose yourself.
If you're in it and you have said, this is what I'm destined to do and I'm going to give my all, and every day I show up with 100%, regardless of the outcome, I'm showing up with 100%. That day gonna come. Whenever it comes, I'm gonna be ready. It's gonna come. I'm gonna get my just due and my fulfilling like need and energy and want for knowing that I have just delivered for myself. That's what I compete with. That's why I look at the mirror.
How on earth do you think that you're going to be able to move mountains and get out of that relationship that you don't like and move countries or change career when you can't not hit snooze, even though last night you promised yourself that you weren't going to hit snooze? And it's how people that are able to do extraordinary things have been able to get there, that they've just started off unbelievably small.
You're a fucking lazy bitch. That's part of your personality. Part of the reason why you're not successful at 40 years of age has to be you. Has to be. Some of it has to be. But if you're stuck in this modality, if you're stuck in this mindset of, you know, the world fucks me over, it's like never gonna, no one's gonna want to be with you. No one's gonna want to have children with you. No one's gonna be willing to rely on you to support a family. Like, you have to get your shit together.
If somebody finds himself in a too dark place, increase the amount of activity, which means spend a lot of time outside while the sun is shining where there are a lot of people. The opposite is you're in a dark place and you stay at home in your four walls. For some time, it's sometimes necessary, but this is not going to be the solution.
I prefer negative visualization, which is, what if I keep doing what I'm currently doing for the next 10 years? What will my life look like then? That usually takes my current pain and then just magnifies it. And then that allows me to get my action threshold high enough that it goes over the edge so that I can take that first move. I remember just looking at him and I was like, dare greatly. Like, what's the point? Like, if we fuck up, we die trying. You know what I mean? Like, so what? But like, we're gonna still fight like hell to try and make it happen. Well, what if people don't take you seriously? I don't think people are gonna not take me seriously, because people will take you as serious as you take yourself. And if you are serious about your goals and your commitment to those goals, people can visibly observe. There is no one that will fault you for daring greatly, period. And anyone who doesn't matter. Living the life that you don't want, not wearing what you want to wear, not dating who you want to date, not living where you want to live. Like, you're living at home and you want to move and your parents say no and you don't make the move, and the idea of just living an okay life just sounds so terrifying to me that the freedom to fail over and over again is still more fulfilling to me. At least it feels like it's real. than walking through kind of on autopilot?
I'm very good at disappointing myself. Like, I have no problem disappointing myself, right? Like, I'll wake up in the morning 2 hours before my alarm, and I'll say to myself, you should work out. And 2 hours will go by and I won't work out. Do I have any guilt? None. I'm just like, ugh, you're an idiot, Simon, right? Now, if I'm meeting someone at the gym at 7:30 because we're gonna work out, I'll be there. I won't let somebody down.
So we don't stop. If we start something, we see it the entire way through. At the end of it, even if you don't like it to the highest level, you know that you put your time, energy into something that you're at least proud that you did, proud that you were able to put a period on that sentence.
Well, I'll just say I came to a place in life where I just didn't like me anymore. I looked in the mirror and I'm like, I will not spend the next 50 years with this guy like I have the last 50. I don't like me. Nobody around likes me. I can't. Catalyst just came about, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I had a small heart attack, and I knew it was a heart attack, and I was at the point, I'm not kidding, I lay there in bed, and I felt it come on, and so I had to make some decisions. What's making me like this? I need to get it out of my life, and there were people.
From now on, whenever you see a barrier or wall, or you think of anything you want to do or be, you say, wait a minute here. I'm unstoppable. Nothing stops me. And you know something? You will develop yourself to the point where nothing does. Cause and effect, going right back to what we talked about. Mental attitudes and personality are determined by things that we do. And there are certain things that you can do consistently every single day, and in so doing them, you'll build your self-confidence up and up and up to the point where you become unstoppable. The greatest of all qualities to guarantee success is the absolute willingness to go at anything and refuse to stop until you achieve it. And you know something? The statistics show that 95% of the goals that you set for yourself, you will achieve if you refuse to quit.
Actually happen. Who I am and who I say I am. No more lies. No more skirting the truth. No more bullshit. And that is worth every dime I've ever made in my life. And I swear to God on that. Every dime I've ever made in my life, building who I built, so I cap success, because I know that if I ever go 12 months out of the year and don't put every day I'm going at it, but several months out of the year, I go right back to ground zero, which means I'm just David Goggins. No Goggins, no carry boats, logs bullshit. It's just pick up that fucking Pulaski and dig. Hey, get that pump, walk down a mile, put it in the water, mosquitoes beating. You're just David Goggins. You're nobody. Because that's where my growth is. That's where my willpower comes from. And that's where it stays.
Self-esteem is earned. It's only earned by you with yourself. You're not going to get self-esteem because everybody praises you. Someone can tell you your whole life that you're brilliant, you're a genius, you're beautiful, you're handsome, and you not believe it. Someone can tell you you're a piece of crap and you're never going to become anything, and there's a part of you can say, I'll show you, as many people have, and then they develop drive out of it, right? So it's really, self-esteem comes from doing incredibly difficult things where you know you pushed yourself. It's not virtue signaling, it's not telling people about it. It's what you know inside your soul is true.
I've been building that physical vessel, this mental resilient vessel this entire time, so nothing could break me. And I needed something stronger than that to break me. And the moment it did, my whole life changed. Everything changed.
I'm not spending the rest of my life working in a factory and sitting here and doing this. I'm going to go chase the dream that I've had since I was a child. And so my wife and our infant, she flew to Hawaii to stay with her dad, and sold everything we had, which wasn't much. And I got a saddle and my gear and took a Greyhound bus to up into Idaho, and then wasn't nobody there to pick me up that was supposed to pick me up. So I hitchhiked.
The biggest risk to your future isn't your competition. It's the distractions you insist on keeping in your life, rather than doing the things you know you should be doing but aren't. People delay doing things they don't like for longer than it takes to do them.
The distance that we can shrink between wanting to do something or thinking something should be done and it being done is a direct indication of our personal power in our lives. And so that has helped me basically think, don't be a powerless bitch. Like, just shrink the gap. Like, you don't need to take 30 minutes of getting ready to start working. Like, you can just start working, because as soon as you get into it, you start pulling the thread and you're like, oh, here it is. And
to win, you got to lose. To be successful, you got to have something that's not successful. To be happy, you got to have disappointment. So I think all of those things have evolved and happened to make me who I am and understand the benefits and the privileges I have for being who I am, you know.